Hello, Maria Bermudez here, founding attorney of Disability Advocacy Group at disabilityadvocacygroup.com, serving the greater Philadelphia area and Puerto Rico. And this video is about the Social Security disability process and preparing to file for an initial application. An initial application, once you have decided that this is the area you're going to go, you're going to move, you're going to transition from the workforce to applying for Social Security. That's what you're looking for to get Social Security disability benefits or supplemental security income benefits. Um, Initial application is the first step. You have to file the initial application. Now, I personally think that it's important to really have a strategy for transitioning from the workforce to go. It's a big deal. It's a big life change. It's economically, it's going to impact you. It's going to impact your family. It's going to impact every aspect of your life. So it's a big deal and it takes preparation. Once you feel like you cannot work anymore, or once you've stopped working because you could not work anymore, one of the things that I think it's important is having a very honest conversation with your doctor. And having doctor support for disability benefits is huge. The doctor's the one who's going to say what your capabilities are, or at least we hope that they're willing to help in that way and discuss what your capabilities are. So in order to file an initial application and to prepare for filing, so you go through the mental, the emotional, that part of it. You're going through a major life change. There's some economic things that you need to prepare for. If it's possible, if you have savings, that's great. If you know that you're going to be going out of work, like for example in the future because you're going to have a surgery or something like that, preparing for the process is going to be important. So preparing, knowing that it takes at least three to 6 months for an initial application, and you're not going to get any money during that time. Social Security disability insurance benefits also has a 5-month waiting period in terms of you don't get paid anything for that first 5 months, even if you were awarded at month 2 after you stopped working. So it is definitely a process. Social Security is meant to be a long-term benefit. You have to either have impairments that have kept you out of work for 1 year or are likely to keep you out of work for 1 year. So this is not a benefit program for someone who's just out of work for a few weeks or even a few months. So again, it's a huge transition. So in order to prepare for filing, you're going to, prepare yourself, prepare your family, talk to your doctor. All of that's important. But logistically, in terms of the actual initial application, the things that you want to have on hand and prepared in order to do it, whether you're doing it online or whether you're meeting with an attorney to do it, is you are going to want to have all your doctor's information, names, phone numbers, addresses, all of their information. The doctors from even before you stopped working, what led up to your work ending and the reason why you had to stop. Now, you're not going to go back forever. Typically we go back, within a year of you stopping working, we want that information. Then you want your work history. So we talked in other videos about past relevant work. It is a factor it's step 4 in the disability process, whether or not you can perform your past work. So having accurate information about the kinds of work you did and what the requirements of that work were is important. 15 years, that's what you're looking at. For the past 15 years, they want to know what kind of work you did, where you worked, the job title, how much money you made when you were doing that. Did you supervise other people? How much did you have to lift? So information about your past jobs is going to be important. The other thing that's going to be important when you're filing an initial application is prior marriage information. And that's important because Social Security looks at any kind of benefit that you could potentially be awarded. And it's entirely possible sometimes, depending on how long, if you have a prior marriage, if you or if you're currently married, those are things Social Security asks about: when you were married, where you were married, and your spouse's personal information and how long you were married if you're no longer married, or if unfortunately your spouse passed away. So those are the 3 things that are going to be important. Any marriage information for current or prior marriages. Of course, all of your medical information is very, very important. Names, locations, phone numbers. The more accurate and the more efficient you can be about the medical information, the better and the more smooth your initial application process is going to be. And then the work history, that's important. So logistically, for the initial application itself, once you get to that point, those are the things that you need to prepare in order to file your initial application. Thank you.